All right, so let's. I'm gonna do some mining here. I want to get another batch of steel going. So I'm gonna do a huge mining session here. I'm not gonna record it. That last episode went way too long, which I did not intend. So I'm gonna try to keep this a little brief intro on what I plan to do here, and then I'll go ahead and that's gonna be for steel making purposes. So I can keep all my iron and my stuff in here. I do want to think about starting collecting my gases. So first things first, I'm going to do this mining to get more steel. Once I get that steel, I think I'm going to go ahead and put in a second battery here. I'll just stack it on top of that one. The next thing after that is I'll put in 3 more frames for ceiling, and I'll extend that safe room out 1 block. That way I can, I can put the food stuff in there, and I don't have to worry quite so much about, staying clean, I guess. But that'll give me more room, so I'm not so cramped in there when I'm, you know, not in my suit. So that'll be the next thing. So the battery, then that. I'm going to slap some simple automation on my printers because I'm tired of, counting out, okay, that was 20 pipes. So I've got a script that I like to use. It's just off the workshop. So I'll get that set up. So I'll have a stacker for each of these. I'll have, an IC housing and a chip here that'll control these 30. This one will still be manual because it's the tool one, and you don't print off stuff and bolt on that. So there's that. And then I'm going to move on to filtering my gases that I'm capturing here. That's actually on. Yeah, so I want to do a better job of capturing my stuff. This will be in the other room too. So I want to capture the CO2, the oxygen, and I still didn't replace that battery either, I guess. Yeah, CO2, nitrogen, oxygen, and then also volatiles. I want to start collecting the volatiles. That also means that I'll start putting my, biomass reagent through this art furnish capture collection. That means I'll have volatiles in here. It means if there's oxygen here and volatiles and it's over, I think it has to be quite high temperature, like close to 300 maybe, and I shouldn't ever have that issue. I still want to have all the pollutants filtered out of there, but so anyway, there's the four gases I want to collect. So I'm going to do a whole system here with 4 filtration devices up on the roof here. I'm going to do my tanks probably right above here, right above here, right above here, and here, and I'll just have all those pipes coming down and into the center here to try to keep things organized. That way I won't have any, I won't ever have to worry about doing my biomass again, and I'll be able to, capture all the volatiles. because I will need volatiles at some point. I do want to. I do want to update the furnace stuff, but before I do the furnace and make a hot tank and everything, I do want to probably do something to automate the. Well, I probably don't need to do anything to automate the atmosphere in the safe room, because I'm gonna have. I can always add more plants. The cooling should be taken care of now, which I'm gonna go ahead and go in here because I need to refill on stuff anyway. So I'm going to let's see, I was going to go straight up mining, so I want to put everything else battery wise in here so it can charge. I want to make sure that's probably enough on there. What do I got in here? Oh, I got a full big battery in there, which actually I'll put that in my suit. Give the suit the fullest charge. And that'll be more than enough for the drill. I want to swap out my air tank so I have as much air as I can. Fix that OCD issue there. Go ahead and chuck that. Okay, I've got 4 potatoes ready to go. Fill up all I can here. But yeah, I'm gonna go mining, and I'm gonna go mine a lot. I want to get a ton of iron. All right, so I've gotten back from mining, and as you can see, I got a lot of iron. That was actually from like 2 veins of it. I got extremely lucky. So yeah, it wasn't even that long. I mean, that's all the more my battery and my tank went down, so I'm quite happy with that run. I'm going to start throwing all these chunks of iron through the arc furnace, so I can go ahead and off gas them. Basically exactly how I did before. Let's see. I'll probably just stick with 1 full batch of the 200 steel. I didn't check the furnace temperature. I did check the cooling system while I was out there. It's still not settled. It's about 40 degrees on this pipe, or a little bit more, but so it's not cooling down that room quite yet, but it's gonna get there. I will save the this for running in the furnace outside. I don't want to mix the volatiles in there quite yet, or do I? Didn't pull that tank off either. Let me fix that again so I don't forget that again. I'm just going to put a 1-way valve on there. If I had the copper. No, I'll do that later. I'll just pull that out of there so it doesn't overfill. Oh gosh. Well, take that back. It's got that liquid in there. Might have a bit of a problem with that guy. It's not taking damage. So maybe I'm okay with it. I'll stick it in here just so I can, you know, chuck it if I need to. Go to the airlock and release it or something. One, two, three. Oh, okay, so that's actually done. Excellent. So I can go ahead and throw that in there, and that'll it's bleeding out that liquid. I'll just hold this here because it's still not, you know, it needs more pressure in there to drain, but other than that, we're all right. Okay, I'm gonna stack this real quick. This one's empty. Okay, I'm gonna poke out here real quick before I go in there and get a drink. Because I didn't check to see what that furnace is. I haven't used it for a while. Yeah, it's dropped quite a bit. And this is, if you remember, this is just a large battery running directly off the solar panels. It's not going through that battery, so that's going to drain quickly. So I want to make sure I do that only during the day on this. But I could still go ahead and chuck that through there, make my charcoal. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in there along with this. I know it's not going to be temp yet, but because that stuff's going to cool it down, but then it's going to warm back up here. So I'm going to let that go while I'm inside doing my stuff. Got to be careful with this tank. In fact, I'm just going to leave it in that room. Hopefully. Oh, no! Okay, I screwed up that badly. That could have just done a number on my plants. That was really bad. No matter how many times you've set up an airlock the exact same way, you're always going to forget about it at some point. Okay, so it's been a few days. Had some issues swapping out a bunch of batteries to get this thing up to temp. finally got it up to temp, and then had a storm, so I couldn't throw in stuff. I actually had it. There's enough time that I actually had 2 full harvests of my switchgrass, so I've got all these are steel reagent ready to go. And I was just going to start chucking these things in here, a few at a time. But now that I'm actually at temperature, I think I can do at least 200 sticks without issue. So I'll just do that. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not going to be dropping below temp for a while. So I'll just do 2 full stacks of steel here. I've got more here. Yeah, that's 89 charcoal, which I want to show you something when I go back inside. I ran during the storm, I threw some of that inside the art furnace for the collection, you know, just to check to see if it was going to output volatiles. It did not. However, what it did do was it output a ridiculous amount of heat. Like, I wish my furnace was that hot, how much heat it was putting out. Not putting out a lot of volume, but a ton of heat. So I'm going to try to figure out how I can take advantage of that. But it will definitely be, I mean, if I don't take advantage of it, I'll probably just go ahead and, you know, while I have this here, I'm just going to go ahead and do now that charcoal stacks up better than regular coal does, so having never used it before, I didn't realize that. Oh, and now I really dropped below the temp. Also got a ton of pressure there, so I'm going to, what I forgot to do was, remember how I set this up so I could purge it? My issue that I was having was I had forgotten to let the pressure back down to about 1 megapascal so that it would heat up quicker. Less power to heat up, you know, the additional air. So I'm going to drop this back down. I'm just wasting all that gas anyway, which I knew I was going to. And I'm okay with, since I'm not getting any volatiles in there. Yeah, that'll get up to over. Yeah, see how much quicker that heats up. Except that battery is toast. Run back inside here, and this is what I've been doing, just swapping so many batteries. As you can see, I drew that battery down way low during the storm, switching out batteries to keep this thing heating up. That's why I want to, you know, milk as much out of it as I can. I was only going to go for one stack of steel, but now it's going to try to get this 3 stacks out of it. I guess not really a stack, but a batch. Consider that a full batch, you know, 3 stacks of iron, 1 stack of coal, but can't really call it a full stack because that the ingot will stack to 500, I think. That might take a while to get up there. With this out here, I ended up taking my radiators off inside because this is hot. That's 47.1. had an airlock mishap earlier. I'm not sure if that's when I was recording or not. I think it was. I think it was right before I stopped recording, where I let all the air out into here. When I did that, because the pressure dropped, my O2 tank continued to purge out all its gas. So I lost all that cooling. When I shoved everything back in there, then it ended up being, you know, pretty high pressure. What I determined was kind of like the issue here was, so that's getting up to 10. This, if you see, it's slowly building up pressure. It's actually building up, what? It just dropped pressure. But it's building up pressure a lot quicker than it had been. And if I pulled up the water here, water at 325 Celsius, so which is what he is now. He needs 3290. I hadn't gotten, well, that's why it's losing it, but I hadn't gotten, yeah, because that's still 3017. So I hadn't actually gotten the pressure to build up in here enough for it to start condensating. So now that that's happening, everything should start working here. It just took days and days in game to for it to all start balancing out. And then this will start getting out to the temperature it should be. Actually, since I have that set for 82 still, it will, that's going to go down to about, what, 103 or so. But actually, I had that at 182 because that's puts it out at 140. And it actually has enough pressure stuff going through it now that shouldn't be a problem. It's a smaller step for the cooling, so it should work better. We'll see. It means heating that up, but I almost think I need a little bit more pollutant in here. So I might bring that stuff back out here and put one more pump of it in there, just to, because I've got no liquid stored in either, and actually neither one's working right now because this has gotten, you know, hotter like it was supposed to, which I just turned that valve so it's gonna keep on going hotter a little bit. So I'm gonna put more atmosphere into that, and that'll take a while for it to, you know, do its thing once more. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that batch in there and leave that battery in there. It'll charge up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the steel, what we've been waiting for. See, I said I was going to do that next battery there, so do that. Get that printing, and then I was going to do the walls and frames for out there to box in that new area. Yeah, while that's going, let me show you what it did up here. So luckily I had this all drained out. Oh, it's only 675 now. When that came out, it was something like 1800 degrees. It was insane. So I have to wait. It's only 32 kPa, so it's not a lot of pressure in there. I did go ahead and put that one-way valve in there so that I could, empty out a tank. But it looks like, yeah, this is getting pretty full, but I do have, this was my O2 tank, so that one can hold twice as much as that. But I'm going to try to get that next filtration stuff going here. Probably be in the next episode. I imagine I'm going to cut this one short here pretty quickly now that I got this steel. I might go ahead and do it as soon as I do this other. Got 7 cables. Probably as soon as I put that second battery in, I'll go ahead and do it. Go ahead and, cut episodes. Yeah, I've got everything here is ready. I already pulled the seeds from stuff. So, I've got 5 fern seeds. I've got 5 potato seeds. And then I've got 2 potatoes in each of those. I don't want, as soon as I harvest them, they're going to start going bad. So I've still got 5 cereal bars. I should probably save some of those in case I end up having a food problem later on. But I don't know if that makes the stink go away any quicker, but I think it's just suit and helmet. It goes down pretty quick. I've never seen a need to actually do the shower. So if I do that, it's just going to be for, for the fun of it. Because I don't think there's any actual reason to do it. But hey.
Hunger caution.
Okay, I'm not waiting any longer on that. Still got the video going here. Want to, let's get that battery in there. Then we'll call it an episode. And hopefully with the cuts, it'll be, a shorter episode with a lot of progress, which, that's never a bad thing, is it? I only need 2 for now. So I'll probably do that, and then I'll just plan to do a bunch more of those. Bit later on. What would make this more aesthetically pleasing? I think I'm going to do it over here so it doesn't obstruct my battery view from there any. This side, it's not going to matter. I guess I want to have, ooh boy, just enough cables for that too. And my data, in case I do something with them, I may not. What's the point of the data cables when really the only thing I care about is how much charge it has, and I can see that charge from. I want it. Give me my turn. I saw it there for a bit. There we go. And now I have 2 empty batteries. Woohoo! Oh no. You're not supposed to be in there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna, cut the episode here. When I come back, for the next episode, since we have the steel now, we'll move ahead with that expansion for the room there. Hopefully that'll give the cooling system a chance to cool down there. And then we'll see. I either go ahead with the printer automation because that's a fairly simple thing to do, especially now that I've got the steel to do the chip stuff. That'll just help me print out a bulk amount of pipe and all the stuff I need to set up the 4 filters for the gas filtration, and then I could set up cooling for that at that point as well. But yeah, that'll be the next steps. So thanks for watching and have a good day.